Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you are having a great week so far. It has been pouring rain here in Florida. If you hear it, it is coming down on the shed, which is a tin roof. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me okay. Today, what I am going to do with you is go over what sold on eBay and Poshmark. Unfortunately, we have not had any Etsy or Mercari sales. So just eBay and Poshmark. Now our eBay sales are actually down a little bit because we are now running into, we had the increased sales for over a full month. So we are going to have to work a little bit harder to maintain them as well as increase them now that we're not going up against a really, really low month. So in this video, I'm going to show you primarily bread and butter items, mostly between $20 and $50. These are items that you will be able to find easier when you are out thrifting or at garage sales, estate sales, things like that. I do one of these every week because videos like this is what help me learn and increase my knowledge to be able to spot more things that are worth money. So if you're trying to learn what to pick up and flip for a profit, this is definitely the video for you. All right, so here you can see our sales chart for the last 31 days. Today we're at 251, and you can see the last 3 days have been relatively slow for us. We are still at 34.36 for the week though. We're only down 4%, so it's definitely not horrible, but I would prefer to be even or increasing a little bit. And we are at 15,000 for the month. I'm happy with that. I'm trying to get it to 20, and we're at almost 38,000 for the last 90 days. So what we're going to do is take a look at about 25 items that are part of that 34.36 that sold over the last week. Up first is this beautiful vintage hand crocheted knit shawl. I did put boho chic, poncho, fringe wrap, and hippie. It took a year for this one to sell, unfortunately, but did take a half off offer. But this was such a beautiful piece, and I actually got it for only $1 at an estate sale. It was an everything's $1 estate sale, and it's going to be about a $14 to $15 profit. I couldn't leave this. It is handmade. It is absolutely beautiful. And we didn't have a size, so that might be why it took longer. We just showed the measurements. I'm happy with the profit, but again, it took a little over a year to sell. Next up was a relatively fast sale. This is an Eli Cattleman Western striped shirt, 3X. So the 3X big is how they label it. So I put that, but I also put 3XL because that's what most people would search for. And it's short sleeve button down cotton. This one was listed just 2 months ago, and it sold for a best offer I sent out of 10% off for $22.49. I paid $2 for this one at a church thrift store, making it about a $16 profit. Watch for those vintage pearl snaps, especially the bigger ones like this. I have had very, very good luck with those. Next up was a very, very fast sale. This is the Key of Heaven vintage 1962 English Latin Catholic prayer book, pocket size, and it sold for a best offer of $30 in under a week. Very, very fast. I got this in a big lot of religious items from an estate sale. I'm less than $1 in, making it about a $23 profit. Watch for religious stuff. I really do very, very well with it. And by that, I mean like rosaries, books like this, statues, figurines, things like that. Keep an eye out. If you can find them low price, they tend to sell pretty decent. Next up is a Mosaic turquoise J. King sterling silver ring. I did put statement. It was a size 12. So this one was a bigger one. It could have been for men or maybe ladies for a middle finger. And this one, I didn't put the date when I listed it, so I'm not sure exactly how long it took to sell, but it sold for half off. So I think because I didn't have the date, it was before I was using that system. and sold it for $40. I am about $10 into this, so it's about a $20 profit. Not very much, unfortunately. And you can see we do not clean or polish our jewelry. In my experience, I have not found that that makes that big of a difference. Next up is a pair of embroidered red plaid gingham vintage ruffle pillow shams. They took over a year, but they are the cutest little things. I would pick these up every single time, and they did sell for full price, even though it took a long time. These are just the cutest pillows. So here you can see the cross stitch on that red gingham, and these, I could have took those pillow covers off, and I might start doing that with the new pillows I get, because it will make it a cheaper shipping for the buyer. Next up is another fast sale. This is a gorgeous vintage floral cloisonne trinket box. And this one sold for a best offer I sent out of 10% off. Again, all of the newer ones I send 10% off. So it sold for $36 and sold in under a month. I love cloisonne. Here you can see the china on it. Just a little tiny trinket box, and I picked this up at the thrift store for $3, so it is about a $28 profit. Next up was another really, really fast sale. This is a vintage oriental geisha hand-painted carved Chinese figurine set, man and woman. Another 10% offer I sent out. Please send out those offers even on the new items. This one sold for $45 in under a week. These I got in an online auction lot, and they just felt heavy. They felt nice, and I just priced them high. The comps I found were all over the place. So obviously I hit the nail on the head with these, and they were in excellent condition. Great color on these. They were signed, and there you can see the signatures on the bottom, and a really great sale and over a $38 profit. Next up is this pair of vintage Mexico alpaca earrings with inlaid lapis. These sold for a best offer of $22. These sold in under 2 months. So if you don't know, alpaca is a different type of metal. It is not sterling silver. And these are very, very pretty with the lapis, and very Southwestern. You can see the Alpaca Mexico. Really, really, I love these earrings, and they were in an online auction lot for about $3, so they're about a $15 profit. That rain is coming down. I'm going to assume you guys can hear it. This is another fast sale in under 2 months. This is a vintage sterling silver black onyx link bracelet. I paid $7 for this one. Another 10% offer. So I'm going to say it again. Those 10% will get sales on those newer items. And this one sold for $45. It is about a $31, $32 profit. This one was not branded and just marked with that 925. It was a longer one though, almost 8 inches. So I think that definitely helps them to sell a little bit better, and a really, really great profit. Next up was another fast sale. If you don't know to watch for Brighton jewelry, Brighton purses, I do very well with. This one sold in under a month. It is a black leather crossbody bag embossed with the croc pattern. And we did put reed because there was some wear on the emblem, the Brighton emblem. But this one still sold very, very fast. I think I priced it appropriately. It sold at full price. I got this for under $5, and it is going to be about a $25 profit. Again, very, very fast. It is a smaller one. You can see we do show quite a few pictures, and I would recommend that with purses because a lot of purse buyers can be very, very particular. Next is another fast sale, and if you do not know about these, definitely remember them. This one is a Caro Nan. It was folk art. It was for Peck and Peck, and they are little picnic basket purses, and they are the cutest little things. I have sold quite a few of them over the years, and here you can see the photos. I got these in a lot. I did pay about $10 for this one, so it's only about a $25 profit, but I just love these. Look at how cute this is. They are the cutest little things. So definitely watch for these. But in my experience, a lot of times these are priced up. So the same buyer actually bought 2 of my Caronans. So this is same buy price of $10, same profit, and same fast sale. So this one is a Switzerland one, and I got a lot of these in an online estate lot. Here you can see that they're just so cute. This one says made especially for Hilltop House. And I just love them. I really do. There's that Caronan signature. She also almost always has the penny here on top. So that's another thing you can keep an eye out for if you are looking at them. They are typically all signed as well, and another fast sale. Next up is a Wrangler men's blue denim short sleeve button down pearl snap. I actually got 2 of these. So this one sold for full price of $24.99. I only paid $3 for this at the thrift store. So it's about an $18 profit and sold very fast. So I told you earlier, watch for the pearl snaps. This one is a vintage new pearl snap. Not like old, probably this one's from the early 90s, and very fast sale. Next up, this one went out to a viewer. This one went out to Michelle, and I sent her an offer of $16.24 because this one was listed for about 7 months. It's a super cute little glass puppy dog. I got it for just a couple of dollars. So it's about a $10 profit after fees, but very small, very easy to ship, and just super cute. Look at his little ears and the eyes. And I just want to say thank you to Michelle for your purchase. It is greatly appreciated. Next up is a pair of Nike, listen, I can't even talk Nike toddler boy shoes, or they could be girls either. They are just white. They did sell for full price of $24.99. Picked these up at the thrift store for just a few dollars. So they're about a $17 profit. And these have been listed 7 months, so a little bit longer to sell, but they're little. They don't take up a lot of space. I do pick up the little tiny Nikes if I can find them for cheap, because most of them will sell around the $20 to $25 point, and some of them will go higher. Next up also went to a viewer, and I accepted her offer of $30, which normally I would not have accepted less than 36 because this was only listed a week, but I figured since she was a viewer, I would go ahead and accept that $30 offer. I picked this up for $5, so it is about an $18 profit. This is a vintage gold tone artist palette brooch. It's really pretty, and it's actually a bigger brooch, and it wasn't branded, but it was just so pretty. I had to list it. A lot of times with the unbranded stuff like this, I will send it over to Whatnot, but this one was just so impressive that I decided to list it on eBay. Next up are these super cute vintage ceramic unicorns. These took 10 months to sell, but they are just super cute. So they sold for an offer of $19.24. I'm only a few dollars in, so about a $12 profit. Not hard shipping though. I lotted them up because I knew individually they were not going to really be worth my time listing, but together I think almost $20 I'm okay with. Again, they're small, they're not hard to ship, and they were just too cute not to list. Next up was a fast sale. This is a Ralph Lauren Polo long sleeve. Got this at the dollar thrift store. It sold for a best offer of $22.50, making it about an $18 profit. And I pick up Ralph Lauren Polo. If I can find it for $1, I'm okay with turning $1 into 20, 25 bucks. Next up is one that sold fast and sold for full price. This sold in under a month for $19.99. I wanted to put this one in here for you guys because it is not precious metal. It's not sterling silver. It's not gold, but it has that little jade pendant. And I have done very well with jade. So $20 sale. It was signed, this little JC here. I couldn't find who that was, so it wasn't an overly popular jewelry maker. I did put it in my title just because it was there. And again, sold really, really fast. I very, very rarely list unbranded costume necklaces, but with jade, I will. It took over a year to sell, just a tiny bit over a year. This is a vintage Vietri, Italy Almere fish oval bowl, sold for $20. I picked it up for $2 at the thrift store though, so I'm not mad at that. It's only about a $13 to $14 profit. But I love the Italian pottery pieces. I will definitely continue to pick them up, even though they can take a little bit longer to sell. Next up was a very, very fast sale. These sold in a day. It's a set of 3 pink and peppermint mint wood nutcrackers. I accepted best offer of $22. I am into these about $5, so they're about a $14 profit. Very, very fast though. And these are just like a Walmart brand. I've done very well with the Walmart branded nutcrackers. People collect them. I believe it is Holiday Time is the brand of them. And these were a very, very fast sale. Next up is one that took about 8 months to sell, but it sold for full price. This is a Motabella, just a little wallet, and I only paid $1 into that 20, so about a $15 profit. Not too bad. Again, it did take the 8 months to sell. I am okay with that, and I tell you every video, if you're new to my videos, I have a lot of space, so my business model is a mix of longer tail and faster selling items, but if you don't have a lot of space, stuff that I'm telling you is taking 6, 8 months, a year is stuff you probably want to stay away from. Next up is a vintage Western tooled leather belt. This one was made in the USA, and this one sold in 3 months for a best offer of $45. And I only paid about $5 for this one. So this one's about a $32 profit after the fees. I do average my fees at about 20%. Just to give you an idea, because we do promote items. There you can see that made in the USA, and this one was a really, really good sale. Next up is kind of a mid-range one. It took 6 months to sell. This is a set of 2 Hallmark Keepsake Ornaments from $95 and $98. I lotted them up because I try and hit that $20 price point. And these 2 sold for a best offer of $18. I only paid $2 for them. I got them in a really big lot of ornaments, and they are about a $14 profit. So with the ornaments, that is what I try to do, is lot them up, because a lot of them are only worth $5 and $10. And to me, I want to hit around that $20 price point if I'm going to list them, because I do have employees. Next up was a very, very fast sale. This is a butterscotch amber Bakelite necklace, 24 inches, sold for a best offer of $45 in under a week. Very, very fast. I love selling amber. Here you can see the pictures. That's that beautiful butterscotch color. And this one doesn't even have a clasp. It is just a simple nugget beaded necklace, and it sold very, very fast. Next up is another very, very fast sale that sold in 2 weeks. This is a vintage Joseph Originals hand-painted oriental girl with the goose. This one sold for a 10% off offer. Guys, so many of these sales are new items that I sent out 10% off. Sold for $31.50, very fast. I'm only a couple dollars in. $25 profit on this little trinket. Very, very cute. And here you can see the copyright, and the 10% offers are selling this stuff. It's not that much of a discount. And if it moves it fast, I am more than happy to give it. Next up is one that took a year to sell. It sold for a best offer of $38.99. I wanted to point out we put feet have been glued back on. Look at the pictures. It's been tested. It works. And this is a Lemax Spooky Town Bubble Boil Witch Front Yard Tested Reed. And here you can see that we showed that it they had broke off and they were glued back on. So even damaged, it sold, though it did take a year. I think it probably would have sold faster had it not been damaged. But I got this in an online auction lot, and it actually got damaged on its way to us because we got it shipped. So I'm okay with the price, and I still made about a $20 profit. Next up is another really, really fast sale. Full price on this one. Vintage brass and turquoise mosaic inlaid chips bolo tie. So no precious metal here. $40 sale. Very, very fast. I paid $5. So this one is about a $28 profit. I absolutely love bolo ties. And this one, the ends were frayed off, so it didn't even have the tips on it. But somebody could put this on a new bolo tie very, very easy, and this was a really, really great sale. Next up is a pair of Crown Trifari clip-on earrings. These were signed. They sold for a best offer of $25 in 3 months. I paid $5, so these are about a $15 profit. And really, really pretty Trifari earrings. Some Trifari earrings are not worth that much, so I typically do use Google Lens. And if they are not, again, I do put them in my whatnot sales. Next up is this gorgeous print, and you can see we put reed, and this one took a little over a year to sell. This is an M. Caroselli frame picture, Mama Wolf with pups, 20 by 24. You can see in that bottom right corner where it's ripped. It sold for full price, and I only paid $5. So this one's a $38 profit. And it didn't have any glass, so what we did was we wrapped this in cardboard and bubble wrap, and then we put it into a large poly bag. So there you can see that hole on the bottom. And this one took a long time to sell, but was a good profit. Next up was a very, very fast sale, full price. I put these together because I wanted that higher price point, and they were the same. So this is a vintage sterling speckled enamel butterfly brooch set, sold for $50 in under a week. Very, very fast. I love enamel jewelry. So here you can see the photographs, and they were small, just over an inch, and it sold for $49.99 with international shipping. So the buyer probably paid quite a bit for these, and it was a very, very fast sale. Another religious item. This one took 10 months, so a little bit longer, but it's not that big. It's 8 inches. This is a vintage wooden enry with the brass Jesus. And this one did sell for full price of the $24.99. And I love getting stuff like this. I've done very, very well with it. So I pick the lots up quite frequently on online estate auctions. Last up for eBay before we move over to just a couple of Poshmark sales. This is a 1/20th 12 karat gold filled heart locket necklace. This one sold very fast. It sold in 2 days for a best offer of $45. Another 10% off, guys. I know I'm hammering that home. Please send them if you are not. I don't think 5% is enough to get somebody's attention, but that 10% obviously is. This one was unbranded, but it was gold filled, and it was a very, very fast sale. And with that, we are going to head over to Poshmark. Next up is a vintage Steiff alligator hand puppet. This one sold for $32. Payout was about $27. So I'm making about a $20 profit on this guy, and he sold very fast. He sold in under a week on Poshmark. I really thought he would sell on eBay, but you know, sometimes you really never know. Watch out for Steiff. This one didn't have the tag, but it had the button, and I was able to identify it using Google Lens. Next up is a genuine garnet beaded choker necklace, silk cord tassel, handmade. This one also sold very, very fast. So another jewelry item on Posh, and payout was $19. I only paid about $3. So this one's about a $16 profit. I do very, very well with garnet. I would say keep your eye out for garnet pieces. And this one, I love the clusters. The clusters seem to do a little bit better for me than just regular beaded. Next up is the Last for Posh, and this one really caught me off guard because it's customized and it sold in under a month. This is a C&L silver belt buckle, turquoise chips and coral. It had the name Linda. It sold for $25. Payout was $18. I paid $5, so $13 profit. And I listed and I was like, yeah, it might take a long time to sell. It didn't. It sold in under a month. So I am very, very happy with that. We have started using this mat with a lot of our items to show the price. It's just like a craft cutting mat, and I really like how that displays. And I am very, very happy with this sale. All right, everybody, that was everything. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was longer, but there were so many good sales, and I actually left out quite a few. We have had a pretty good week. The last 3 days were slow, but the 4 before that were very, very busy. Let me know if there was anything in there that really caught you off guard, as far as if it took too long to sell or if it sold really fast. And I do feel like the majority of them are selling fast, and the majority are selling for 10% off offers. So make sure you're sending those offers out. I really appreciate you watching. I hope the rest of your week is absolutely wonderful. I hope you enjoyed our weekly podcast last night. Make sure you come by on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. Hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you on the next one.